Housekeeping accidentally took two of my deceased daughter's blankets and only gave one back. I stayed at a resort in Key Largo January 5th to January 14th, and the night before we left, the housekeepers accidentally took two blankets of my deceased daughters while they were cleaning the room. This is an email I wrote to the management a couple days after we were home that explains the whole situation. I also contacted the CEO of Hilton via email the day after we got home, which is why the lady called my husband about the blanket in the first place. Is there any legal action I can take? Obviously, above anything, I just want my daughter's blanket back. I can't even explain the hole it has left in my heart. It's like losing a piece of her all over again. I just feel if they had of taken it serious in the first place, I would have it. They found one of them, and they were literally together on my bed when they accidentally took them with the sheets. My husband was contacted by someone today who asked him if we wanted them to send some money to replace the blanket, or if we wanted to send a picture so they could replace it. My husband explained to the lady that the blanket was not replaceable as it was my deceased daughter's. The lady apologized and said she had no idea of the situation and asked us to send them a picture of the blanket. I will attach it to this email. I have only one picture of the blanket because it was the blanket my daughter was wrapped in at her funeral. This blanket is not just my child's blanket. This blanket is one of the only two things I have of my deceased child. My room got cleaned around 4:30 p.m. on Monday, January 13th, 2025. My daughter and I sat on the stairs outside the room while it was being cleaned. I noticed the blanket gone that night when we were going to bed after we went to dinner and hung out outside together on our last night there. I went down to the front. I explained to the front lady and the security guard the sentimental value of my blankets. I explained my daughter passed away. This is all I have of her. The security guard told me laundry staff was already gone, and he did not have a key, and the laundry room was locked. I told him I would personally look through all the laundry myself if I could just get in there, and I was told there was no way he could get in. He told me a laundry truck came at 5 a.m. for the laundry, and the lady in the front took the information, and they both said they would make sure the laundry staff knew before the laundry left, and they would look for the blankets. I went down that next morning, January 14th, 2025, and the lady in the front had no clue what I was talking about, so I explained to her the situation and the sentimental value of the blankets. She checked and said they had only found one of the two blankets and handed it back to me. She assured me they were just still looking for it and would contact me when they found it. I never heard from them, so I went back down on our way to get coffee about an hour later, and the lady said they didn't find it. I never heard from them. So when I was leaving around 10:30, I went back down and there was a different lady who had no idea what I was talking about. She said laundry told her I had a do not disturb sign on the door, and they never cleaned the room. I told her that wasn't true, and they had given me back one of the blankets that morning, and she looked surprised and checked with laundry but said they still didn't find it. I asked her how they could still be looking for it if laundry went off of the premises at 5 a.m. The lady told me that wasn't true. The laundry never leaves the resort, and they were still looking for it, and they would contact me when it was found. I called the resort the next morning on January 15th, 2025, and talked to the lady at the front desk. She didn't know what I was talking about, so I explained to her the situation and once again the sentimental value of the blanket, and she said she would call back when she talked to laundry staff. I got a call back that night from another front-end lady who said she talked to laundry management, and they did not find the blanket. She asked if I had taken the blanket out of my room somewhere, which I did not ever. I sleep with those blankets every night, and they always stay next to my bed. She also said, laundry said there was a do not disturb sign on the door, and they didn't clean my room. I explained to her this was not true. They cleaned it Monday and gave me one of the blankets back on Tuesday morning. She sounded a bit shocked that I had been given back a blanket and had no clue there had been two missing. She then said, "What kind of blanket is this? Like a soft pink one?" She also had no clue of the situation or the sentimental value of this blanket. So I explained the situation to her. She apologized, said she now understood the situation and would get back to me. I didn't hear from anyone again until reaching out to Hilton. This blanket was with the blanket they gave back to me. This blanket was clearly never looked for properly, and no one ever relayed the message of the sentimental value of this blanket. I do understand that mistakes happen, but this could have easily been found the night I went down after I found the blankets missing. And it should have been found the next morning when laundry staff came in before the laundry went anywhere. I cannot ever replace this blanket, and there is no monetary value of this blanket. I hope this matter gets resolved.